Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Tuesday afternoon to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are officially in playoff mode in our London Bulldogs franchise 2022 season. And as you can see, we already are in the wild card, facing off against the Carolina Panthers. That's us, the number 2 seed. And the number 1 seed is still Chicago from the previous season. So now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will face against the Detroit Lions, and the Seattle Seahawks will face against the Philadelphia Eagles for the NFC wildcard game. Pittsburgh Steelers have it number 1. They get the first round bye, so now the Kansas City Chiefs will battle off against the Baltimore Ravens. The Tennessee Titans will be battling off against the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Miami Dolphins will be battling off against the Cleveland Browns. So without further ado, we'll see you at kickoff time.
Today, from London, England, it's the NFC wildcard round on EA Sports. As we'll see Ben Roethlisberger and the London Bulldogs.
By the way, today is Ben Roethlisberger's birthday. He turns 39. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is kickoff time here at Wembley Stadium in London, England, as Adam Vinatieri kicks this off. And the Carolina Panthers will return, and they will get stopped at the 35-yard line there on that return. So we see Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers stepping onto the field for the first time in this episode. First time in the playoffs that they're stepping onto the field for the first time in this playoff. So now, 1st and 10 now. Carolina gets sacked by J.J. Watt, who just recently signed with the Arizona Cardinals just not too long ago, yesterday, as a matter of fact. So now this is going to be a 2nd and 17 from the 29-yard line. So now Bridgewater gets sacked again, and it is Ryan Kerrigan, the former Washington Redskins linebacker there on, and it's now 3rd and 27. This defense dominates like they usually do. They did really well in this regular season on defense. They got a couple of pick sixes, and DJ Moore gets a reception there. Not enough yards to get the first down, but this is now going to be a 4th and 16. We are ready to return the punt. So now Odell Beckham Jr., the former New York Giants and Cleveland Browns wide receiver, will be ready to return the punt here for the Bulldogs. So now they get stopped at the 42. We see Ben Roethlisberger stepping onto the field for the first time today in this episode. And like I said, his birthday is today. He turns 39. He got drafted back in 2004, and he's been playing in this league for 18 seasons. He's played 16 with Pittsburgh and then 17 and 18 seasons respectively. He's in London. So now Larry Fitzgerald, who also got drafted in 2004 by the Arizona Cardinals, so they went on the same team the same year after they left their original teams, just to go to London. So now Ben Roethlisberger, he's ready to throw the football, and he's thinking about throwing it to Fitzgerald again. And we are at the red zone. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10, 22-yard reception there, and we're going to use a quick slants route on the offense. So now 1st and 10, we're from the 15, Roethlisberger, he's ready to throw. He passes it to Fitzgerald, and he gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. This will now be his first receiving touchdown of the postseason, and this is now going to be a 7-0 lead here for the London Bulldogs. All right, now 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line here in London. So they're going to hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey as he does a juke move there, and he will get stopped at the middle of the field down around the 50-yard line. So this is now a result of a 1st and 10. So we're going to blitz on defense here. And there's only 39 seconds to go in this first quarter. So they don't have a lot of time to score in this first quarter. So they're going to hand the ball off to McCaffrey, and he loses at least 1 yard there. Maybe he didn't lose nor gain any yards. That's what I was about to say. So now this is going to be a 2nd and 10 from the 49. So now Bridgewater throws the football there that time. It is completed. And this ends the first quarter here in London. The London Bulldogs are now leading this 7-0 here at Wembley Stadium. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10. And they're at their own 37-yard line. So now they're going to hand the ball off to McCaffrey, and he gets stopped there at the 37. He does only gain 1 yard there, but this is 2nd and 9. So they got to get a couple more first downs until they get that to it. They get it in the end zone is what I was about to say. So now they throw the ball there, 4 for 4 for Teddy Bridgewater, and he only has 53 yards in this game. So David Njoku there that time caught the reception. And now this is going to be a 1st and 10 from the 23. So they're going to hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and he does get stopped there. He does not lose nor gain any yards on that play. But this is still 2nd and 10. They're close to the red zone. So they're only if they get a first down, they're in the red zone. So David Njoku, he's going to run it in, and he gets this into the end zone for a touchdown, the first touchdown of the postseason for the Carolina Panthers. And this is now going to be tied 7-7 here in London. Okay, now this is going to be it is kickoff time rather, and we see them kicking this off, and Joe Hayden, the former Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers secondary, will return this, and he does in fact get stopped at the 34-yard line. So now this is a 30-yard return there that time, and now we're going to use a 1st and 10. So we're going to do a pass play here, and we are at the 34-yard line. So now Roethlisberger, he's ready to throw the football. He passes it to Alshon Jeffery and jukes it and gets stopped at the 32. We'll see you guys after the 2-minute warning. All right, now this is going to be a 1st and 10 from the 32. And now Roethlisberger is thinking about throwing this to Alshon Jeffery, and he does get a reception. He does get stopped at the 5, but now this is only 1st and goal. So I'm just going to do a small, quick slant route or whatnot. So now we're only 5 yards away from getting a touchdown, so we should be able to get it, and we do there that time. And now this is going to be the second London Bulldogs touchdown of the game, and Alshon Jeffery's first touchdown of the postseason, and the London Bulldogs are leading this 14-7 here at Wembley Stadium. All right, now this is going to be 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line, and Teddy Bridgewater there that time gets sacked by Jonathan Allen, and now this is going to be a 2nd and 15 from the 38. So now Bridgewater, avoiding to be sacked, he passes it to Christian McCaffrey, and they take a timeout. So now we're going to blitz here on 3rd down and 3 here for the London Bulldogs. We're at the middle of the field, actually, so now 3rd and 3, so I'm suggesting they're going to throw the football that time. It was intended for Curtis Samuel, but that was incomplete. So now Jalen Ramsey will be ready to return the punt here for London as Carolina punts this away, and Ramsey will be ready to return. So he's going to return this out to the field. So he's going to get stopped at the 47-yard line. So that was a good return there. Not enough to get it into the end zone, by the way. He would have had to ran half of the other side of the football field in order to make that touchdown count. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10. Roethlisberger, he's ready to throw. He's in the pass formation here. He's going to throw it to Alshon Jeffery. We're going to take a timeout. Okay, now this is going to be a 1st and 10. We're at the 35-yard line. Ben Roethlisberger, he's ready to throw the football. He's thinking about throwing it to Alshon Jeffery, and we get stopped at the 10-yard line there. 170 yards for Roethlisberger. 5th reception for Alshon Jeffery, and he will likely have over 100 yards by the end of this game. And now this is going to be 1st and 10. Roethlisberger ready to throw. He passes it to Golden Tate, but we're going to take another timeout. And now this is going to be 14-7 here in London. So now 2nd and goal now. I was surprised that Carolina scored at least one touchdown because last season on this, and Golden Tate gets a touchdown. First receiving touchdown of the postseason for Golden Tate. So back to what I was saying about last wildcard weekend from the last season. Again, we played against the Minnesota Vikings, and we scored a heck of a lot more points because Minnesota scored none at all. So we shut them out, and we advanced onto the divisional round, which, by the way, I'll have the link to the video if you guys want to check that out. Check out the Minnesota Vikings, London Bulldogs wildcard weekend video from last season. So we'll see you guys in the second half. Okay, now this is the beginning of the second half, and it is kickoff time here in London, England, as the Carolina Panthers kick this off, and Joe Hayden will be ready to return the kickoff here for the Bulldogs. Okay, now 1st and 10. We're at the 29-yard line. Joe Flacco hands the ball off, and he hands it to Adrian Peterson that time, the former Minnesota Vikings running back who got drafted back in 2007 and spent some time with the New Orleans Saints and Arizona Cardinals in 2017. And he only spent one season with the Washington Redskins, and that was 2019. There, Flacco 1 for 1, 7 yards there on that play. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10. We're going to use a Suggo seam pass play on 1st down and 10. So now Flacco, he's ready to throw the football. So he's going to throw it deep to Alshon Jeffery, but that time, if he would have had it, had control of the ball, he could have caught that football, but it was dropped, so that answer would be a no. So now Flacco throws it to Alshon Jeffery there that time. 2 for 3, 29 yards there. And now this is going to be a 1st and 10. So now we're going to use a vertical shot on 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. I'm thinking he's going to scramble. Hopefully he doesn't get throw an INT there. And he is 3 for 4, 50 yards there. And Gronk gets another reception. Okay, now 1st and 10. We're at the 17 here. He throws it to Jordan Hicks, and he throws the football there. That is going to be an incomplete. By the way, Hicks is our linebacker, and it is actually possible to use Jordan Hicks as your, any of your linebackers to play as tight ends just for that particular play. And I think that's interesting because it gives them an opportunity to play some offense a little bit. And you really, like I said in I think my past couple of videos, there really isn't a lot of NFL players that play 60 minutes, both offense and defense. And Rob Gronkowski just scored his first touchdown. So we're going to attempt a 2-point conversion. So we'll see you guys when we're on defense. All right, now 2nd and 9 from the 37, and they're going to use a run play, the inside zone, and McCaffrey only gains about 5 yards on that play. So now this is going to be a 3rd and 4 now here for Carolina, and they throw the football there to David Njoku, and he will get stopped at the 41 to ends of the 3rd quarter. All right, now 1st and 10, 41-yard line. Teddy Bridgewater, he's ready to scramble the football. He's going to throw it to Robbie Anderson, the former New York Jets, wide receiver there that time. So now this is going to be a 1st and 10. and they are at the 22. So they're only a first down away from getting it into the red zone. That's the goal. And they throw the football there. That is incomplete. So now this is going to be a 2nd and 10 now here for the Panthers. So they want to score another touchdown, maybe one, maybe two more touchdowns. We don't know yet until this game ends. So now they're going to throw the football, and that is going to be incomplete. So now this is going to be a 3rd and 10 now here for the Carolina Panthers offense. So if they need to make first downs if they want to step up and get a touchdown here. So now Christian McCaffrey gets a reception, and they do get it into the end zone. They get a 2nd touchdown. This is McCaffrey's first receiving touchdown of the postseason. And now this is going to be, supposedly, they're going to convert on. They're going to do a 2-point conversion just like we did. So if they make it, we're still leading it, but by 14 points. So they throw the football there. Apparently, they do not. And somebody is down and hurt for Carolina. And no, they do not make the 2-point conversion. So a user hit stick. And now apparently London has recovered, and they're going to get stopped at the 49. This is going to be a 1st and 10. Tony Jefferson there made that recovery, made the small kickoff return. So now Joe Flacco, they're going to hand the ball off to Adrian Peterson, and he's going to get stopped at the 47. So now we're going to use a second. This is 2nd and 8 now. And now we're at the 47. Flacco, he's ready to throw the football. He's going to pass it to John Brown, which he didn't really play a lot of games this year. And now he gets stopped at the 23. First reception of the postseason, in case if you're wondering. We're going to do quick slants here, and we're going to try to throw the football deep as far as we can. As far as we can. And hopefully we can get a touchdown here. And it's actually picked off, so that's an interception. And that will be London's first turnover. We'll see you guys after the 2-minute warning. All right, now 2nd and 10. We're at the 4-yard line. So now Bridgewater throws the football. That time it was incomplete. So now this is going to be a 3rd and 10. They're at the 4-yard line. So with this being said, Bridgewater throws the football, and it's actually an interception there, and we get a pick 6 that time. And apparently it was Richard Sherman that got the INT and returned it for only a few yards away. We're going to take a break after this pick 6. So they're just going to throw the football there, and he returns it all the way. So we'll see you guys when we're back on offense. Oh, and apparently London has an INT there. Jalen Ramsey, he gets a pick. Will he return it all the way just like his teammate Richard Sherman did? And he rolls it into the end zone. That's a touchdown by London. So now it is now going to be a 43-13 lead. So we will see you guys at the end of the game. This pretty much ends the wildcard weekend. The London Bulldogs win it 43-13 here at home in London. Next weekend, in the next episode, we will likely face off against the Philadelphia Eagles or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they won those games. And I'll show you the playoff bracket when we're done with statistics. All right, Teddy Bridgewater, 79.7 pass rating, 11 out of 20 there, 2 touchdowns, 3 INTs. Ben Roethlisberger, 158.3 pass rating on his birthday, 3 touchdowns. Joe Flacco, 103.7, 1 touchdown, 1 INT there, receiving-wise. Alshon Jeffery was the only receiver to have over 100 yards. 6 receptions, 133 yards, and 1 touchdown. David Njoku, Larry Fitzgerald, Christian McCaffrey, Rob Gronkowski, and Golden Tate III all had receiving touchdowns. Defensively, I'd have to say this is impressive. Dante Jackson, Richard Sherman, and Jalen Ramsey all got INTs, but Ramsey and Sherman both returned it for touchdowns. Just keep that in mind. He had 2. The first one was returned for a touchdown. Let's check out the sacks. Ryan Kerrigan had 3. Shaq Thompson had 2. And that wraps it up, and we'll show you the playoffs for the next round. I got this cool NFL bracket right here. Next weekend we'll be in London again, but this time we'll be battling off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.